I have been on a journey to relive the past and go from a 40 to 99 overall in NBA 2K10. After the Summer League, I was given the option to choose what team I wanted to play for. And the first team, without hesitation, was the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, why wouldn't I? This was the year before the decision. And in this particular season, the Cavs were at their peak, or as peak as they could, ending with the best record in the East, a future Hall of Fame head coach. They even picked up Shaq to try and stop Dwight Howard in the playoffs. Not to even mention, this was LeBron's second straight MVP run and solidified him as one of the best players in the league. So with all that knowledge, it's not hard to see why I was shocked when I finally got a spot on the roster. And this team is some cheeks. At the beginning of the season, I don't think we knew what a win was. And this was definitely not the LeBron that had been in the GOAT conversations for the last 20 years. If you have been watching this series since the beginning, you know that this team has been at the bottom of the East for most of the season, until the legendary I-Game sometimes decided to step up and turn the team around. And we have steadily been getting better, climbing the ranks one game at a time, and can finally say we are in playoff contention. But now I want to shoot for the stars and actually relive the past and get this Cavs team to that #1 spot in the East. I'm also going to pair this with trying to get to 80 overall, so this should be a fun little experience. So if you guys are enjoying the series and want to see more, make sure you guys drop a like on this video and comment down below who was your favorite team from 2K10. Now let's get it started. Do you play this game because you enjoy it or you just want to complete the series? I do it for both. If I wasn't enjoying it and I was just killing myself to get this over with, I probably wouldn't even be this far into it. With 58 games completed, that means we only have 24 games left in the season to get that #1 spot. But as you guys can see from the schedule, this is not going to be the easiest last quarter of the season. And with the goal of hitting 80 overall too, I have a long grind ahead of me. The first game of the day is actually against the team that is one spot ahead of us in the rankings, the Boston Celtics. But since it's been a minute from the last time I hopped on, I'm not so confident in our ability to pull this off. And with Ray Allen giving me the belt, right now it's not looking too good. I feel like they're going really hard right now because they know how important this game is, just because of how close our team's records are. But there was nothing I could do, even with my upgraded defense. When Ray Allen sees red, it's all over. And this play right here told me everything I needed to. LeBron getting dunked on. This was awful. Wow, yeah, this was a waste of time. I don't even want to see. Trying to scrub that game from my memories, we're in Toronto, where we are very determined to bounce back from that last performance. Fast break season. Fuck, that last game against Boston really hurt our standings in the East, but we can't let that one game be the deciding factor for the season. Even when we were down deep in the fourth, we were still powering through, with LeBron even showing why he won the MVP this season. And even with Shaq's lack of defense in the paint, I was able to cut the lead with the midi. It was a back and forth battle, and just when I thought Powell sold the entire game, Shaq came through whipping out the young knees. But Chris Bosh, man, he refused to go down without a fight. And with around 30 seconds left in the game, LeBron is going to find me open on a three, and that's going to tie this game up. With 15 seconds left, a great defensive possession on Bosh created the chance for me to head down the court, finding some open space on the mid-range and sink it in for what I thought was the game winner. And with one last play left in the game, all we had to do was stay solid to finish this one off. Get up on him. Get up on him. Please. Hey, Mo Williams, it's the GM of the Cavs here. Just a quick question. Yeah, how's your Mandarin? With back-to-back losses, I'm really surprised that we are still in the top 5, but being 8 games back from that #1 spot is putting us in a way tougher position. Nothing to do but keep moving forward and find some momentum, this time going against the Knicks. And in this one, I was everywhere, man, making plays on defense and getting tough buckets. This game is actually far more important than I thought, since the Knicks are right behind us, and a loss in this game could mean we drop a whole spot. That's really all I needed to see, and that really made me lock in even more, not letting the Knicks sniff the lead, and thank God this put an end to our short losing streak. With my skill points, I went right back to upgrading that on-ball defense to a 92, making me a 76 overall now. Up against the Nets in the next one here, and we're still in that 5th spot, but it could be worse. We could be the Nets right now. I still can't get over how we lost such a strong soldier to bad team management. Look at you, you gave your whole career since 1997 to Cleveland, and we spat you out like it was nothing. And yeah, so you remember how I was just talking shit about the Nets? So we lost.
How much more can you stink?
And after that loss, surprisingly, we're still at that number 5 spot. And it made me wonder how the West side was looking. Okay, yeah, let's just say I'm glad I'm not playing in the West right now. But hey, we still have a whole month here to make up the damage. Next up, we're taking on the Pistons, who are currently right behind us in the rankings now. They were making this a tough battle even deep into the second quarter. And in the third, not gonna lie, this play might tarnish Shaq's legacy. Oh my God. We did end up taking the dub, but I was kind of mad at Ben Gordon dropping my grade at the very last second. With my skill points, I'm gonna go ahead and up my on-ball defense to a 97. Taking on the Bucks, who might actually be the worst team in the league right now, it felt good to finally go against somebody trash, and they play like trash. And I'm getting another dunk with contact in the 4th. So we walk away here with the dub, but I only managed to get 892 SP. But that's all I needed to max out my on-ball defense, and surprisingly, it didn't even boost my overall at all. Moving on, we're only a game and a half behind the number 4 spot, so let's get this dub. The Spurs kept this game close well into the second half, but for some reason, their interior defense became non-existent, allowing me to have a field day in the paint. So we're walking away with the win and 1,400 skill points. With the 76ers, it could either be a really good or a really bad game for us, depending on how Andre Iguodala decides to come. Lucky for us though, my 3-point shot was on fire this game. Also, take a look where Philly is ranked right now. Take a good mental picture. Now look at the scoreboard in the next clip. Does anybody see something wrong here? Yeah, you wouldn't believe how close I was to just quitting out the game and starting over, but that would mean the last 30 minutes of my life were for nothing, so there's no backing out now. Very, very unfortunate that we lost to probably the worst team in the league, but at least we walk away with 1,200 skill points, so it's not all bad. And with 3,000 skill points, I'm starting to upgrade my stamina up to an 82, and that's gonna get me to a 77 overall. Not gonna lie, this video is not going at all how I expected. I mean, we are losing to some of the worst teams in the league, and it's not like we have all the time in the world to crawl back up the ranks. A switch needs to be flipped, because if not, then I don't even see how we can crack the top 3. We have the Boston Celtics again in the next one, and they have been doing nothing but winning. And my guy came into this one with a grudge on his shoulder, because he is really just tired of losing. He didn't care who was in the paint, they were going to fear this 60 drive and dunk. And the Celtics are one game away from being the number 2 spot in the league, meaning that if they win this, then they got it. So we cannot let that happen. We might be down double digits starting the second half, but this jumper is gonna bring us back. And like I said, it didn't matter who was in the paint, even Paul Pierce can get this work. I didn't realize just how much upgrading my stamina would allow my guy to take flight. And we do end up taking down the Boston Celtics here, completing every objective for 1,600 skill points. And I really feel like this was the spark we were hoping for all along. Taking on the Pistons again, and my guy is still out here feeling like Mike. And in a shocking turn of events, we actually have moved up to the number 4 spot in the East, and even crazier, the Wizards dropped from the number 1 down to number 3. And that's just tough. After seeing that, there was no way I could let us fall. So even though we are down, I'm doing everything I can to pull us back. And my defense was out of this world, getting a block on Ben Gordon and then letting that lead to a fast break assist. Then playing those lanes, getting the steal, and that's gonna lead us to another bucket. And when I hit this 3 in the third, we took the lead and never gave it back. My defensive performance would make any coach in the nation proud, and with this win, we have finally put ourselves back on a winning schedule. With my skill points, I'm going right back to that stamina, because I'm not gonna stop until I have maxed it out. And now up against the Pacers, who are right behind us, that really didn't matter because that switch that I was hoping for finally happened. I mean, just look at how we're playing as a team on this play. This Pacers team couldn't hold a candle to us, and we're going to take them down without a hitch, getting 1,400 skill points. Taking on the Chicago Bulls, I'm starting the game off hitting a mid-range, then finding some open space to boom it at the rim. The Bulls are not sitting too pretty, but that means absolutely nothing in this game because they'll turn into some 99 overalls out of nowhere. Especially with that boy Rose on their team, yeah, anything is possible. So I'm doing my job as the team leader, playing great on both sides of the ball to make sure we can keep this lead in the second half. Even with a minute left in the game, I didn't care, man. No mercy for the CPU. And that's gonna be another W, making it 4 in a row. And I'm finally gonna max out my stamina to a 99, and that's gonna get me to a 78 overall. With only a few games left in the month, let's see if I can finish this with all W's. Taking on the Pistons again for the third time this episode. You would think they had time to plan a good strategy or something, but that just didn't seem to be the case. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'll happily take an easy win when it's thrown our way. If only 2K could give me some better objectives to hit, it would have felt a lot better, but we're still walking away with 1,000 skill points. Finally taking on somebody from the West in the Hornets, who right now are sitting just above the playoff line. But those teams in the West are a different breed, so we really got to be on our A game in this one. And luckily, we're walking away with yet another W. With 3 games left in this month, my wish of finishing off the month with all greens is almost a reality. We got the Spurs up next, who are the number 2 spot in the West, which makes them dangerous, but my guy did not care, even going as far as to drop Tony Parker to the floor with the spin move ankle breaker. Almost felt like sending this clip to Chris Smoove to see what he thought. Even though we definitely should have lost this game, the momentum we have right now is nearly unstoppable, and we end up beating the Spurs by almost 20 points, even completing all objectives for 1,500 skill points. After all these wins, we're still sitting at the number 4 spot, but if we keep this up, we might be able to crack the top 3 soon. Up against the Kings here, and I was really just having fun in this one, even getting a block on Kevin Martin, then taking it to the other end for a bucket. Anyway, we're still going to cruise past the Kings for another win, taking on the Bucks again, and just because they're sitting at the bottom of the league, that doesn't mean we can underestimate them. But apparently the rest of the team did not get that memo. Hell, they even had the lead going into the half. Bro, this game really knows how to get on my nerves, because even though I tried my best and did everything right, we still end up losing to the scrubs of the league. I knew we probably wouldn't win the rest of the games in this season, but damn, man, I didn't want the Bucks to be the team to snap our win streak. And this man, Michael Redd, dropped damn near 30. And you guys wonder why he has a high-ass My Team card in 2K nowadays. That loss was tough, but this next game holds even more weight. Because even though we did lose, we were saved by our amazing win streak, and we are now one of the top 3 teams in the East, only behind the Boston Celtics and today's opponent, the Atlanta Hawks. And for those of you who don't understand the stakes of this game, the only 2 teams that we cannot, and I mean cannot lose to, are the ones above us. And if we do, there is little to nothing I can do to claw our way back this late in the season. And I feel like the Hawks knew this coming into it, because they were putting the foot on the gas throughout the entire first half. But in the third, the momentum shifted after this one play. My guy was seeing straight red, and when he saw the guy that tried to posterize him not too long ago, it was time for revenge. But in the fourth, I'm trying to make sure we can hold this lead down, playing amazing defense and finding the open man. Luckily, the rest of the team locked in as we take down the Atlanta Hawks. But this won't be the last time we go against them today. With 9,000 skill points, I went with upgrading the 3, something I've been avoiding doing this entire series. But it's time to up it now, and that's going to get me to a 79 overall. On top of that, I completed another shooting drill, giving me +1 to the 3-pointer. And with this newfound 3-point ability, I was determined to take down the number 1 team in the East. Okay, you know what? Maybe shooting isn't for me, but finishing at the rim is. But I can't just give up on shooting though. All right, you know what? I'm gonna just turn into a pure slasher for the rest of the game. You know what? Make that a two-way slasher, as I'm gonna come in clutch with a steal to end off the third quarter. Into the fourth, we are down, but I'm not letting off the gas for even a second. I'm even hitting a three when we needed it the most. And a great defensive possession led me to sprinting down the court to take the lead with less than 3 minutes left in the game. We would actually continue this back and forth battle all the way down to the last seconds of the game. And with 10 seconds left on the clock, I knew I needed to be the one to hit the shot in the clutch. God damn it. All right, you know, maybe I could have settled for a better shot, but oh man, that was hard to watch. Even after losing that game, we were still in the top 3. But like I said, losing to the teams at the top make it nearly impossible to climb your way up. But there is at least one team I know for a fact we can take down, and that is the Atlanta Hawks. And taking a look at the West, yeah, them boys different over there. I went ahead and upped my close shot a little bit to a 71, but when I went to boot up the next game, I knew something was wrong because Nick Gregory was the starting point guard. And I haven't even heard that name since the summer league. Nick Gregory, I don't know who the hell those guys are. And I got so damn scared once I saw the D-League logos too. Man, I thought the Cavs really sent my ass down to the D-League after losing to the Celtics. I got so scared, I just reset the console, hoping that it was a fluke, and thank God it was, because man, I don't know what I would have did if I had to claw my way back to the league. Actually, you know, I probably would have dropped 60 at this point. Restarting my console must have reset my shot because it felt like I could not miss from the outside. With us being one game back from the Hawks, we really needed all the wins we can get. Even into the second half, my jumper was pure as ever. I can honestly say if it wasn't for my 3-point sniping ability this game, we definitely would have lost, and I was only one 3-point shot away from completing this milestone, and man, that would have been a huge help. With the little skill points I have, I'm gonna up my shooting traffic to an 80. And we have none other than the Chicago Bulls in the next one. And you want to know how I know my player is getting better? Because there is a reality where I blocked Derrick Rose on a fast break. Crazy. After that last game, my 3-point shot has still been money for me. And when this screen popped up, I was actually shocked because it said we are now the number 2 team in the Eastern Conference. But it's really a 3-way tie for second place right now. So we for damn sure cannot lose because we might fall back to that number 4. So it's time to lock in. On a serious note though, we did end up locking in, and it was really crazy to think we only have 3 games left in the season, and I'm still fighting to get an 80 overall. Let me play a whole season of modern 2K without being at least a 90. I think I would crash out. This game actually came down to the wire, even going into overtime, but thank God we had the upper hand, walking away with a close dub and getting 1600 skill points. It looks like this number 2 spot is here to stay, at least for right now. Up against the Pacers for the last time this season, and I remember there used to be a time where this team scared me, but not anymore. What is scaring me though is the fact the Hawks have the same record as us. So you already know, once I seen that green window opened up tenfold. And I'm even completing the 100 3-point field goals in a single season milestone too. And that's gonna get me well over 2,000 skill points for one game, which is even more surprising because I didn't complete one objective. These end of the year objectives really made me wish I shot better through the season, because I already know those skill points at the end are going to feel so good. For the second to last game, we have the Orlando Magic, and I'm getting busy off the rip against them. They need to put Dwight Howard back in the game because this paint looking sweeter than candy. Even though the Magic can't even make the playoffs, they still wanted to make this game as hard as possible. But I did something I thought I would never do, and that is block Vince Carter on a fast break dunk. Only few can say they have ever done that. And with this buzzer beater 3 to end off the first half, I made sure to do everything I can to keep this lead for the rest of the game. But I could tell Vince did not take getting blocked on that dunk all too well. And this shot with 10 seconds left in the game was probably the dumbest thing I have ever done. Now, I've been in this situation before, and I refuse to let Vince Carter hit a game winner over me, especially with 99 defense. But I didn't say anything about Jameer Nelson though. I mean, just of course something like this will happen to me, you know? Why is it that every time the CPU has a chance to make a game winner, they actually do? Well, that sucked, but with one game left in the season, it was now or never to seal our spot for the playoffs. And this game right here is the battle for second place. You can tell both teams understood the assignment in this one. I mean, it's not every day the last game of the season is against a team with the same record as you in the same conference. And I'm not gonna lie, the Hawks were definitely the better team in this third quarter, but some clutch plays by me allowed us to take the lead right as the quarter was about to end. And in the fourth, I refused to let go, playing some elite offense and even better defense. Unfortunately, close games like this don't end in fairy tale fashion. If I wanted to win, I was gonna have to earn it. And my guy, Mo Williams, probably hit the clutchest shot of his whole career here. We might be able to save him from getting shipped off to China. With the time winding down, I thought I was about to witness the power of ISO Joe, but for some reason, he just walked out of bounds. I don't know why he did it, but I'm not complaining. And that single-handedly sealed the game for us. And that means we have ended the season as the number 2 team in the East. Man, it wasn't the number 1 spot, but if you've been watching this series from the beginning, you know just how far I had to climb to get to this point. And looking at the power rankings, we're actually the number 3 team in the whole league, which I can definitely applaud us for that. And of course, the number 1 spot in our division. So at least we got number 1 in something. And with 7,000 SP, I went ahead and upped my layup and dunk so I can finally unlock some new animation, and completing another shooting drill to give me +1 to my midi. But when I pressed to advance the season, the milestones came right on in, and Kobe ended up winning the MVP instead of LeBron this season. But of course, you guys know I won Rookie of the Year and made the all-rookie first team. Now the playoff picture is set, and I finally have a new dunk package, and with these new skill points, I'm upping my midi to a 98, and now I am finally an 80 overall. And you guys already know 2K26 is right around the corner, but trust me, I won't forget about this series. And if you guys want to keep seeing it, get this video to 1,000 likes, and I'll see you guys in the next one.